Well, thanks again for stopping by.
Thanks to having me today.
Looking relaxed.
Yes.
Any concert last night?
Before yesterday, I came from Estonia with my wife, with Karen. We had one concert, and I will never say again Vienna is so cold, because Tallinn was unbelievable cold. It was -8, and they said in February it's like -20, 25.
Wow.
And I never see something like this. That's why, I said, okay, thanks to God, and I will never say Vienna is so cold. Yeah, then...
How was the concert? What was it about?
It was great. We were actually in September in Estonia, in Tallinn. And
it was warmer, I think.
yeah, so much, but still was, a little bit cold. And then they re-invite us now for a concert. And in this concert, I played some solo compositions, solo piano by Chopin, Mussorgsky, and Mozart, and my own compositions. And Karen sings some Viennese repertoire, some operettas, and also one of the Azerbaijani composer, Fikret Amirov. This year we celebrate 100 years of Fikret Amirov. He was one of the greatest composer from Azerbaijan, and I also conducted his many pieces. And I also last month I played in Istanbul with orchestra his piano concerto.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think I saw something that you played in Istanbul. Because before you got here, I was looking at your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Is it one of those? Is that one? Because you also played another concerto.
I played one concerto in February. And this was my first performance. Actually, I played and conducted at the same time. And, because many pianists and conductors doing that. And...
but how do you play and conduct at the same time?
This is the point. This is very hard, actually, but actually very funny.
But I mean, physically, how do you do that? Because you're playing the piano?
Yeah, of course. In rehearsal, you already rehearsing many things that how the orchestra will do and how they will understand your gesture. And of course, if you're playing right hand, you're showing with left hand. You're playing with left hand, you're showing with right hand. Or sometimes you're showing with your head, And, we are just human. And sometimes if you just looking with your eyes, they understand what you mean.
Those are your signs. But it was the rest of the orchestra. You knew the rest of the orchestra earlier? You worked together?
This was a different orchestra. The same concert hall, but they have one youth orchestra and one symphonic orchestra, professional big orchestra. And I conducted and played together with this youth orchestra and just played with symphonic orchestra.
Because it might take some time until they learn your body language.
Yeah, of course. We did many rehearsals, actually, like 3 days and every day, like 6 hours.
6 hours every day?
Yes.
Wow, that's a lot of rehearsal.
Yeah. Not bad. But actually, it's good like this because sometimes, as conductor, you're coming to in front of orchestra and you have so less time. And even, sometimes even there is no time and you have to directly conduct. It happens also in Vienna, for example, so much, because Vienna Staatsoper or there's Volksoper, they are big opera companies. Last minute happening something like conductor is ill or something like that. And the same night has to be one new conductor.
Yeah.
And the orchestra has to understand what's happening, and conductor has to be so in self-confidence to not scare from this situation and do it. This is hard job, I mean. But
I think once there was a ballet dancer from the Vienna Oper that was a guest of mine here at the podcast, and he said that he got a call for a dance at the same day, so he had to go to the rehearsals in the morning and he had to perform in the afternoon, in the evening. I couldn't believe that, but now that you're also telling me this,
yeah, exactly, this happens.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Wow. And what was going back to Estonia? What was the concert about? Is it something they often do?
No, it was actually one Christmas concert.
A Christmas concert.
Of course, we played some Christmas songs also. I mean, but this was mostly like classical music repertoire, and yes, and with my wife together with Karen together. She's also a singer and actress, as you know. And you will do also together on film project. Yeah.
I'll get back to that because it's a very interesting relationship that you two work together. And I have a lot of questions regarding that.
Yeah, of course.
But first, I see you're dividing your both personal life and career life between Vienna and Azerbaijani, and often also you go to Turkey, I guess. How does it feel? Because do you feel like when people ask where do you live, what do you say?
I live in Vienna.
You live formally in Vienna?
Yes, formally in Vienna, but we are the world citizen. I mean, we live in everywhere because our concerts, for example, it was in Estonia and before in Istanbul, in all Europe, and before in again in Turkey, in different cities, in Azerbaijan, and I was in US. I mean, there is everywhere our concerts, and that's why I would say, general, this is not about this. Also, as musician and as an artist, I would say I'm a world citizen. You know, not just from Azerbaijan or not just from Turkey or what. Of course, I was born in Azerbaijan, in Baku. When I was 10 years old, we moved to Istanbul, and we lived in Istanbul, and my family still live in Istanbul. And after 16 years, I moved to Vienna, and I studied my piano master in Linz, Anton Bruckner Universität. At the same time, I studied in University of Music and Performing Arts of Vienna, which is great conductors like Herbert von Karajan, Zubimeta, Claudio Abbado, and many others graduated from this school, or composers like Gustav Mahler, Brahms. And I'm very first Azerbaijani, studied and graduated in this June, 5 years conducting education. And this is, you know, also in the top universities list, it's always in first or second place, something like this. And it's, I'm very happy and proud about this because...
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, and I just finished in June. I conducted Vienna Radio Symphony Orchestra. And again, pieces by Fikret Emirov. It was the first time in this university's history, and of course I said I will take this chance and I will do something from my homeland, from my motherland. And I conducted 2 pieces by Fikret Emirov, and reaction by public was great, and they love it, and I'm very happy for this.
That's good. You go back often in Azerbaijan, but how does it look like? You left a long time ago, from living there, I mean, and do you see differences when you go back there?
Of course, the whole world always changing. Only not changing is changing, you know. And that's why, of course, there's many different things, but I feel this is my home. Azerbaijan is my home because when we arrive to Baku, I'm feeling always different. Some things, you know, I'm feeling I'm on my country now. And for Istanbul, I would say like same because I lived so long in Istanbul, and I love Istanbul. I think one of the most beautiful cities in the world.
Yeah.
Yes, for Vienna is completely different, of course. I'm feeling also at home because this is like what I'm doing as job. Even this is not job, this is my life. Music is my life. And this is the center of, Vienna is the center of the classical music. And that's why I'm feeling so happy here, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Is there many people that move out from Azerbaijan? Because I was reading a little earlier, the unemployment rate, it's not high. That means that many people, so just a few people are not working. But still there are, because even here in Vienna, I meet people from Turkey, but not, you're the first person I meet from Azerbaijan.
Oh, okay. In Austria, there's totally, I think, 3,000 Azerbaijani people.
Well, that's not a lot.
Not so much, yes, but 500,000 Turkish people. I mean, from Turkey. And we are more in Germany, like 500,000 Azerbaijani people.
Okay.
5 million Turkey from Turkey. And in the world, there is 50 million Azerbaijani people.
50 million?
Yes.
And there's 10 million in Azerbaijan?
Exactly.
About 10 million.
Exactly, yes. Because 10 million in Azerbaijan and 35 million in Iran, the north of the Iran, until Tabriz, actually. And the other 5 million in all over the world. I mean, from Japan to US, everywhere.
But why do they move out? It's mostly to get better jobs?
There is, of course, different reasons. I mean, for our was like my father did one concert in Istanbul.
Your father is also a musician?
My father musician, my mother musician, my sister musician.
Oh, there you go.
My father graduated from Moscow Tchaikovsky Conservatory, and one of the greatest conservatory. I mean, Rachmaninoff, for example, was student in there, and great composers and pianists, and Tchaikovsky was teacher in there. So, my father always say I walked the same steps
that
Tchaikovsky.
That's what I'd say about Freud now that I studied at the University of Vienna.
Exactly. And this is very strange feeling because when you're really there and you have this, you're feeling the soul, right? I feel the same feelings for Vienna. When I'm walking on the streets, I'm thinking of Beethoven also walked here, Mozart also walked here, and this is doing me always goosebumps still after 6 years and 6.5 years. And of course, there's different reasons. I mean, my father, they invited my father to do one concert in Istanbul.
When was it? How long ago?
22 years ago.
22 years ago.
Yes, and my father, after concert, the owner of this university said, "Would you like to stay here and work in my university?" And my father said yes, and he founded orchestras in there, and he started as piano teacher, and then he bring us also to Istanbul, and we studied with my sister together.
Also, your sister is a musician?
Yeah, of course.
You are a family of musicians?
Yeah, exactly, everybody. My mother, maybe most famous piano teacher in Istanbul.
Okay.
She has many students, international students, and she's preparing students for international exams, and she's doing a great job. And my sister, also like me, pianist, composer, and one of the first female conductor of Azerbaijan also. And we also playing together, 4 hands at same piano, or 6 hands with my father, and now we're planning 4 piano with my mother together, And of course, my
That's a family trip.
Yeah, exactly. We doing already. We did already one concert like this in Vienna with my father and sister together, and we have many plans, some things together.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
I guess that's why you also married a singer.
Yeah, Karen is just so lovely and so always so positive and so and of course also a great musician. She's a great singer and great actress, and we're also doing together. Also she learned Azerbaijani, and she sings Azerbaijani and Turkish songs, and together with classical music, operetta and musical, and this is a family business.
Well, definitely, it is.
Yeah.
But how is it to work closely with your wife? For example, if you want to do some other project that doesn't involve Karen, does she say like, "Why are you doing this project with those other people? You should be doing that with me"?
I will say true. With women always hard, the situation. Of course, sometimes they happen, it happened just, they invite me and she said, I also want to come, and then I'm calling the organizer, I want to come with my wife together, but of course, we have separate projects. She also, last year, for example, she was in Merbish, she did West Side Story by Leonard Bernstein, and this is the biggest open air festival in the world, musical festival, and every day 6,000 people, they did 20 performances. Can you imagine? This is just great.
Crazy.
And, Really. And yesterday, for example, we were in one musical, and she was in one musical, one of the main role in there. And we also doing together projects. I also conduct orchestras, and I'm also playing solo recitals. And we have some projects together and also separate projects. Yeah.
What are your hobbies except music?
Yes.
What do you do?
You asked very beautiful this question, because you say except of music.
Of course, because it's
because-
easy to tell that music is not just your profession; it's also your hobby that you
Right.
turned into a profession.
Right, and it stay always as hobby. I mean, because if you love some things to do,
Yeah.
I think this is like hobby. I mean, of course, that not means that this is amateur some things, but also what you always doing with love, and you love to do.
Yeah, but there should be a point in your day when you're working or writing or rehearsing, and then after some hours you say I just need a break. And what do you do there in that break? I mean, not a usual lunch break.
Yes,
but
yes. Of course, if my wife allow me, if give me a little bit time, I love actually just sit in silent and just to do nothing. I think this is also very important, to do nothing, because after doing many hours like piano rehearsal and piano playing or studying orchestral scores or composing some things, your brain really finish.
Yeah.
And there is not any more time to do like something productive, That's why. But of course, I love so much to read books, and also.
Do you read novels, biographies,
Many
history
different.
books?
I try to read different things, because not just about my profession. Of course, this is very important, but the most part is about my profession, and also some from Azerbaijani literature, from Turkish, and now I'm trying also German, because it's also important to talking about German. And what else? Yeah, we love to go to cinema with my wife together.
Any good movies recently? Have you seen any good movies recently?
Since long time not, but because we had many concerts. But what was the last one? I don't remember this.
Any favorite kino in Vienna?
We go general to Landstrasse
Which one is that?
and Villa Cinemas.
I've never been at that one.
Really?
Do they show movies in original language or
Yes.
dub? Oh, okay.
This is in upstairs from
Second
Thalia.
floor.
Second floor.
Ah,
yes.
when you go up from the subway and then you cross the street from the other side, that's where
There's subway in there?
the U3 in Landstrasse in Wien-Mitte, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Down there, there's a U3 and there's also the U4. And
Exactly.
a lot of
but in up, I mean on street,
Yeah.
the other side of the street,
Yeah,
there is this
yeah.
Thalia.
Okay,
and,
yeah.
and second floor there is cinema.
I'll check that out.
Yeah, and yeah,
You said you read also Turkish and Azerbaijani literature.
yes.
Have you read Pamuk?
Oh no, I never read, but I want so much.
You do one? Because I wanted to ask you, what's your opinion? Because I know that in Turkey there are many opinions about him.
That's why actually I want so much, of course, and of course this Nobel Prize. I'm so curious about this, and of course there's many political
Controversies
aspect
about
also
him, yeah.
of this writer, but
You can have your coffee in the meantime. Don't worry.
thank you very much. And yes, I didn't read, but I want definitely.
He was also in Vienna this year, in the concert house.
I know. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was there and I met him actually.
Really?
And I got an autograph in one of his books.
Did you talk?
Just a little, because it was still pandemic time and he didn't like having many people around. But I did exchange a few words with him. He was different from what I expected. Because,
what do you mean?
Well, it definitely, he's not the classical old man, quiet writer who every word is wise. Every word that comes from his mouth is wise. He's a gentleman, I would say. He knows what he is. He's not humble.
Yeah.
But he's also not offensive. He just tells you and keeps you in the distance that you deserve from him. Mm-hmm. That's what I thought of him. And I think that's fair. And he did a lot of things. I don't think it's easy for him to be very humble, to be a simple guy.
Yeah. Of course.
So
I mean, it's hard. But I know only thing about him, that he's really a hard worker.
He is, yeah.
Unbelievable. I mean, he really working so much. And I heard about this so much. That's why this is one interesting point for me, because I also read a book about routine from the great people. You know,
what's the name of the book? I might check that out.
The daily routines of artists or something like this. And there was not just artists. There was I don't know the exact name, but I will say after. And this is very interesting. First time when I was in Salzburg, in Mozart's house, yes. And there was one letter on the wall, and he wrote to his father that, "Father, I wake up every day at 6 o'clock, and I'm directly starting to composing till 9 o'clock, and then 1 hour doing breakfast, and then from 10 till 1 o'clock giving private lessons, and after 1 o'clock he's going to outside and walking and so on, and at 4 or 5 o'clock he always eats something, dinner with somebody, never alone, and then coming back at 6 o'clock and composing till night, and then going to wife, and then he say he's writing again till 12, 1, sometimes 2 o'clock, and
then he wakes up
again wake up at 6 o'clock. This is just crazy. One of my composition teachers said Mozart died because of hard working.
Could be.
You know, I mean, what's this, you know, every day just maximum 5-6 hours sleeping and then just composing. But maybe that's why Mozart is Mozart.
Could be. But when you're doing that for yourself, it's completely understandable. But I don't understand when people do it when they work for someone else, when they work in a company, in a corporate or something.
Yeah, but you know, Mozart, one of the first that said, I will be one freelancer. I will be a freelance composer and will not work for any church or any...
It's good. He saves the energy for himself.
Yes.
What's your routine?
I try actually, you know, of course, if you are pianist, composer and conductor at the same time, this is so hard to organize your day. But I mean, I was not so much in strict discipline till now, but from after my graduation this year, I started to act myself more strict rules, and I try really every day like 4 hours piano practice, but without any how can I say,
any distortion. No one walking in and out.
I mean, because otherwise really it's not working. And 2 hours conducting, reading scores, learning new pieces, and 2 hours composing. I mean 8 hours daily, and of course with pause and something, it takes like 10 hours. This is my daily routine after graduation.
Do you also wake up early to do that? Or not as early as you wanted to?
Because this is one of my life's biggest problem, I have to say, because I still don't know what's my wake up time and sleeping time, because I'm sleeping very late, but I also wake up like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock at night, and then I cannot sleep. And this is, I don't know. And one of my friends said, then, you know, I'm thinking this is very early and I have to go to sleep. And one of my friends said, no, don't go to sleep and do some things. And when you want to sleep again, then go to sleep again. Yeah, but I mean, this also not work, because then after at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock, I want to sleep morning. And then all my day routine changing. And I don't know, this is hard question.
Yeah.
And still I explore.
But I agree that no matter how talented a person is or an artist is, without discipline is nothing.
Exactly.
I see many great people, for example, take this in sports, when you compare Messi with Ronaldo, you clearly see that Ronaldo has worked harder to get there.
Exactly.
And that's why he's the best, I believe. But Messi is very talented, but it doesn't look like he worked as much as Ronaldo did. He doesn't train that much, I guess. I was reading one day this kind of autobiography of the Japanese writer Murakami. He goes to sleep before 10 o'clock and he wakes up little after 4 a.m. every day.
Yes.
Until he finishes the next book that he's writing. And he does that for at least 6 months until he finishes a draft. And he himself, who is also Japanese, and we know that Japanese have different disciplines, and even for him, he said it was extremely hard. It takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of mental health. And I can't believe that, waking up at 4 to start working. It's also Hemingway used to do the same thing. He used to wake up at 5
that's
and writing until
say.
12 o'clock.
I see just book from you, yes.
Yeah.
There.
So at the end of the day, those who are the best are those who worked hard, are not the most talented one.
Exactly.
I feel also bad about myself, because when I start having a discipline of waking up early and writing, I can't keep up with that for too long.
Yes.
I just do it for maybe 1 month.
Yes.
But we are a bit also unlucky, because our generation has a lot of distractions thanks to social media.
Right.
So our job is also to do stuff, and then to publish stuff, and then to get in touch with people.
Yeah.
How do you manage social media and creative life?
Oh my God.
Because I see you're pretty active.
Yes, but I think you have to be active. I mean,
That's the problem. Nowadays, you have to be active.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're lost.
Unbelievable. Yes, because this is a big discussion always with my father also. Because my father say you use social media so much, you have to concentrate more hard work, and not just social media. No, actually, this is not just social media. But if you just post one thing, I mean, in every social media platform like Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram,
There's
LinkedIn.
1 hour right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, just 1 hour, just fly like this. And I mean, this is unfortunately like this. But otherwise, I see many great people and nobody knows because of the reality of today, the social media, you know. Yeah. But on the other hand, you can reach to many people, really.
Yeah.
Think like 50, 60 years ago, there was no chance. You had only chance that the state television will show you.
Yeah, only if you were on TV.
Or you will do one concert and people will see your affiche, your brochure or something somewhere, and you would get famous. Then people would talk with each other about you. This was the only way. But now, this is just incredible. This is I just started to post some things in TikTok because my wife said this is now most actively platform. TikTok, yes. I never used this TikTok, but then I used this since 1 month, something like this, and then I posted, I don't know, maybe 15 videos. Oh my God, this is just incredible. My last video, in 1 week, 80,000 people watched.
80,000 people?
Exactly. And it's going.
But do you have like followers, or you
no?
just...
I have nobody. I had nobody, but now I have also 500 follower in 1 week. Can you imagine?
Oh, that's
this
unbelievable.
Just happened. I mean, I don't know how, but I just post one Mozart alla turca. you know, it just happened, and this algorithm, it just works incredible.
Wow.
I have no words, and that's why I think this is somehow also very important, because if you nowadays, you know, if you're going to one manager or one label to do your CD or organize your concerts with the impresarios or somebody, they don't ask you even what's your website or something, how much follower you have in Instagram or TikTok or I don't know. And I know many people become famous with this method, you know, and I think this is the reality of today, and we cannot run from this. That's why I use.
In your case, it's quite important to be famous so you can keep working, because it's you doing the job in front of other people.
Right.
If you were just the composer, you didn't even have to be there. But still, I think people would want to go to a concert of someone they heard of.
Exactly.
So far, we're talking about working discipline, but we forget about, and usually our generation forgets about sports and physical discipline, which we skip a lot. Do you train or do you do sports?
Yes, I'm trying to do every second day sport, like 30 minutes running or some things like cardio, and 30 minutes with physical movings. And I started actually this like 2 years ago with my wife to do ballet. Why? Because as you know, the ballet dancers,
I've seen them. Yeah,
great.
It's great.
And for an artist, and if you, especially a conductor, in front of the orchestra, your posture is very important.
When you sit in the piano, yeah.
Of course, and you know, also for your body health. I mean, of course, still I'm very young and I don't feel any pain or something on my body. But if you're playing many hours piano every day, or if you stay 3 hours in front of the orchestra for rehearsal, you have to be physically like one sportsman, very healthy.
Yeah.
And I'm very thankful again to my wife, because she's vegan, and after her, I have to say, I started to eat also healthier. I mean, before I never cared about what I'm eating or something.
Are you vegan as well?
No, I'm not vegan.
Vegetarian?
I tried also vegetarian, not, because I tried just 1 month and this was the most horrible time in my life. I cannot do this, no. Of course, with time, I'm eating less and less meat, but other...
Do you feel better now that you're reducing meat?
I'm feeling so much better.
You feel lighter?
So much lighter, and we also eating so less sugar, even no sugar, like almost not.
Sugar is the number one enemy.
I think yes.
That's the number one killer.
Yeah, you know, and this is very interesting because we have 7 years different with my wife, and in our generation, for us it was never a problem. I mean, even we sometimes thought some articles there was about that sugar is healthy and giving you energy or something, but nowadays we know that from science that this is not good. And
especially this fabricated sugar.
Exactly, and I have to say, really, I feel that my brain working better, really. I feel this, and I also changed my eating habits, that I'm doing. I'm eating 2 times per day.
How does that work? Which meal are you skipping? Dinner?
I'm not doing breakfast, and I eat just lunch and dinner. How it started, because our conducting lessons always started at 9 o'clock, and I was always eat my breakfast and on lesson, and then I felt like I want to sleep on lesson. It was always, and then I said, because of eating, because after eating your brain needs a little bit to work for stomach and not concentrate to your lesson or something. Then I said, okay, I will not eat breakfast, and our lesson was always 3-4 hours, and I always started to eat on lunch.
But on the other hand, sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
Doesn't your stomach that feels hungry makes you nervous?
No, completely not. First 2-3 weeks was horrible, because I had like headache, and I said, no, it cannot continue something. But then after, it started like this is my discipline. It has to be like this. I'm really, every morning when I wake up, I'm drinking one coffee or one tea, and something's little bit maybe, a little somethings maybe. But if I have not, this is no problem. And 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, we eat lunch. But later I also don't like, if I'm eating like 10 o'clock, I cannot sleep. Yeah. And then it continue.
How do you?
Then after I see that there is also one method like this, 16-8. That means, you're not eating 16 hours and then you eating in 8 hours. Something like this.
There are a lot of different diets like this. Some people and some articles say that it's good to eat only once a day. I wanted to try that because honestly I don't believe that I believe that we put a lot of things in our stomach in so little time and it doesn't have time to digest. For example, take the animals, for example. They eat once a day, so they have time to digest everything, then they come back the next day and they eat again. When you go back to Turkey, it should be hard not having breakfast there, man. Breakfasts are huge in Istanbul.
Oh my God, this is also a reason what I'm saying to my wife, for us, I don't know, for one, because my wife from Germany, and maybe for one German person, this is a little bit easier to be vegan. But we born with kebab and style of breakfast and everything. This is like incredible. Yeah, we were just in Estonia after our concert in one Azerbaijani restaurant, for example. They invited us, and we eat just this kebab. This is great.
It is great. It tastes delicious, but when you think of it, it's bread with meat, and it really gets in your stomach and blood.
Yes, you are right. And breakfast also, from Istanbul, this is just greatest.
It is great. It's like 10 plates per person just for breakfast. But on the other hand, I heard from doctors in Istanbul that they do get a lot of cases with brain damages because of unhealthy eating. And I guess at the end of the day, that's why the medical service in Turkey is so good, because the cases of the patients are so bad. So the doctors have to work harder to get those cases done. So there is proof that kind of eating, it's not healthy for you.
No, of course, I believe. You cannot eat day and night just kebab and just breakfast and this like crazy breakfast. But if you eat this one time per month or per year, I don't know if you are in Istanbul or something, I think this is okay. Because I remember, when we were in Azerbaijan, we had not this kind of habit to eat, for example, olive in oil.
No olive oil?
There was not so much. Actually, our region was very famous with this, but not so much people use this, They eat normal like butter, But then when we moved to Istanbul, we see that Turkish people eat more meat with olive oil. And for example, Mediterranean people are always eating like this, and they are healthy people. With salad, and this is great. Then it became as habit from us, and I love this kind of healthy eating also.
What's the situation? Because as far as I know, in 91, Azerbaijan was separated. When the Soviet Union broke down, let's say. Also, Azerbaijan, who was a part of the Soviet Union, went separately, so they kind of earned a second independence. You got the first one in 1918.
Right.
I don't remember the day and the month, but what does it look like? Is there still Soviet influence?
This is good.
I jump a lot between questions and topics. Sorry about that.
No. Of course, but of course, this is a big discussion in Azerbaijan also, because I think we learned so much things from Soviet Union. Of course, for example, music. My father studied in Moscow, and in this time was like all Soviet Union's best music students went to Moscow or Petersburg to study, and this was a great opportunity. And that's why, for example, we have many great pianists and piano teachers in Azerbaijan. I'm not sure if we could succeed this alone and without Soviet Union, but of course there's also many horrible things that Soviet did Azerbaijani intellectuals and killed many of them, and many tragic stories in our history. And that's why but also today there's many people still talking just Russian and cannot talk in our own language. This I cannot accept this.
Is it the current president has been there for long, right?
Yes.
Since 93, I think.
Yes.
So almost 30 years.
Yes.
And he's been jumping between president and prime minister, or just president?
As president. Before was
president.
his father. Yes.
Oh yeah, it was his father. So yeah, that's what I remembered. And I heard that they still consider him kind of authoritarian, and there's no real free press or freedom of press there, or also the same thing for artists and writers, filmmakers. And when you think of it, you don't see many movies from Azerbaijan or many books from Azerbaijan.
No, actually, this is not about this. I think there is many books and films already nowadays, especially. I mean, now the globalization and people can publish everything so freely and so relaxed, not like old times. But I think the political situation in Azerbaijan, in Turkey, did hard, and that's why this is not so easy to judge the situation and talking about that. That's why I don't like so much to talk about the politics. But of course, there is many cases, many issues that can be better. I think, and I'm sometimes really angry about this, because I'm thinking we have this chance to do this better. Why we have not, and because Azerbaijan, very rich country actually, and we have oil, and we can live like in Switzerland or something, Dubai, or very rich country. But of course, there's many problems. But I hope soon they can also solve these problems.
Yeah. And I heard they're doing good in being one of the most countries, one of the best countries in development. They're like the 88th place in the world for development.
Right. And there is many new things also nowadays. For example, they build now one smart city in Karabakh.
A smart city?
Yes, it will be completely smart and everything automatic, and it's a new project, new idea. They collaborate with European companies together, and they will do this, I think, in Agdam, in Karabakh, and it's a great project, I think.
And what does it have? In what sense will there be jobs, or how will people live there?
Sorry?
How will people live there? In what sense it's smart?
I think it will be with everything with less technology and like green everything, and
no cars,
electric cars and everything.
Is it
new technologies?
Is it big, or it's like
I don't think so. This
test?
is so big. Something like one little village, what we can say.
Curious, why would they build a smart city? No one would think of an experiment like that in Azerbaijan. At least no one that is not from Azerbaijan.
Why not?
Because we don't know Azerbaijan as a country that produces smart technologies.
Yes, of course, but that's why I say they're doing collaboration with other companies from Europe. Yeah, because we have not so much companies.
I would expect that in Japan, for example.
Yeah, for example. But the idea is beautiful, and I think this is a good idea.
It is indeed. I would like to visit that.
Yes.
I'd like to see what it's like to...
Maybe next time we're going together.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the name of it?
I don't know the name, but the city.
Where is Vienna?
It will be in Ağdam, I think, the smart city in Ağdam, and part of also Shusha. Now this year, the next year will be cultural capital of Turkish countries. Yeah, and very magical city. I was in there in April. This is greatest, one of the greatest.
Interesting. What's your relation with the community of Azerbaijani people in here? Do you get in touch? Do you communicate?
Always,
Do you meet?
of course, yes, because we have very beautiful cultural center in Vienna, and we do many concerts there. We carry together and with other artists, sometimes with orchestras and solo recitals, and the Azerbaijani people always visit these concerts, and we are happy. We have good relations, and yeah.
And how's the relation of the country itself with Austria? It's all right?
Very good.
Very good.
Very good, yes. We have 30 years diplomatic relation already, and we have very good.
What's your next concert or plan or project or trip?
Tomorrow I have one concert in Azerbaijani Cultural Center.
Okay.
As I said now, the name. And after 2 days I have solo recital in Abuzar. Viennese people say this is little music verein. I will play solo recital, and yeah, nowadays I write my first opera, and this is
a whole opera.
Yes.
How many acts?
This is my I don't know yet.
Okay.
Because I still in progress, and it's still continue. I don't know exactly.
But do you also write the text?
There is text.
There is.
Yes, and this is Turkish opera.
You're basing it on a.
Yes, and there's already one roman, and I'm writing text from this roman myself. I'm writing libretto and also music. And
that's great. What about the New Year or something? You have any concert? You're gonna be here in Vienna?
I will have some concerts in Vienna, but not so big events. I mean, something New Year's concert, but not so big concerts.
Do you also want to go to the New Year's concert?
You mean with the Vienna Philharmonic?
Yeah.
I've never visited these concerts, I have to say, in Vienna. Because this is so hard to find the ticket.
It is.
And some people even book this from 2-3 years.
But it's a chance. Now let's switch it to kind of a lottery. So you just apply, and in every February,
yes,
during the whole month,
yes,
and then you expect if you were chosen or not.
Right. I hope one day I can join. But anyway, there is also live stream from television.
Yeah, of course. That's what
I
been.
enjoy to watch this.
Yeah, it's a good feeling sitting there the 1st of January.
Of course, yes.
Yeah. Right. I hope to listen to your opera soon.
I hope so.
All right. Thanks again for being here.